लेकिन देख लेते हैं कि बफे की भारत यात्रा का क्या मतलब है, और इसके साथ ही बाजार की चाल को समझाने के लिए हमारे साथ हैं मोतीलाल ओसवाल के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर रामदेव अग्रवाल। रामदेव साहब, स्वागत है सीएनबीसी आवाज पर आपका। सबसे पहले वॉरेन बफे से ही शुरुआत करेंगे, जिनके आप भी बड़े फैन हैं। भारत में कुछ कॉर्पोरेट्स ने दान देने का सिलसिला जरूर शुरू किया है, जैसे कि अजीम प्रेम जी ने सबसे पहले कहा, और कल ही जीएमआर के चेयरमैन जीएम राव भी कह रहे हैं कि वो भी अपनी एक बड़ी मिल्कियत दान में देंगे। लेकिन वैसा सिलसिला शुरू नहीं हुआ जैसा अमेरिका में जबरदस्त तरीके से हो रहा है। तो क्या लेसन्स हैं जो भारतीय अरबपति वॉरेन बफे से सीख सकते हैं?
I think between Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, these are two people who have really earned their billions, and they know what exactly it means and what it means to be giving away, giving back to the society. So I mean यहाँ पर जो कि चूँकि बिलियनर्स जो यहाँ इंडिया में हैं, जो काफ़ी कम I would say age के हैं. The billions have come in last 8-10 years. So they have the best experience to tell how to dispose of the billions which Indians are accumulating, and they are going to accumulate even in bigger quantities. So I think he would not be expecting much of giveaway from here right now, but it's a preparing the mind to look at things in slightly different way. Today, I think philanthropy is not on top of the actually billionaires. Today they are, my sense is among the Indian billionaires, the top of the mind is that they should how to accumulate even many more billions. That's the top of the mind. So I think that would somewhat change once they meet Warren Buffett and Bill Gates.
राइट रामदेव जी, अब वॉरेन बफेट भारत आ गए हैं, तो आपको क्या लगता है, क्या इंश्योरेंस बिजनेस में उनकी ओर से किसी बड़े इन्वेस्टमेंट की उम्मीद हम कर सकते हैं?
In last AGM, what he was saying was that they are very seriously interested in launching insurance business in India, particularly auto insurance and things like that. But he was not very happy with this 25-26% ownership structure. He was saying that it is unfair to ask if a company goes and builds a business in any country and allows the ownership only of 25-27%. So they don't agree with that, and hence they will wait for the policy change. And most likely when he meets the authorities in Delhi, he would impress upon them to bring forward the proposed insurance reform. And once this ownership policy is clear, then I think without hesitation I can see that seriousness, and they would definitely put their effort here.
रामदेव जी, काफी समय से भारतीय बाजार एक रेंज में, और कई बुरी खबरें आने के बावजूद बाजार ज्यादा टूटा नहीं। क्या ये समझा जाए कि अब जापान और लीबिया की अगर ये बुरी खबरें कम हो जाए तो बाजार तेजी दिखाएगा?
In last AGM, what he was saying was that they are very seriously interested in launching insurance business in India, particularly auto insurance and things like that. But he was not very happy with this 25-26% ownership structure. He was saying that it is unfair to ask if a company goes and builds a business in any country and allows the ownership only of 25-27%. So they don't agree with that, and hence they will wait for the policy change. And most likely when he meets the authorities in Delhi, he would impress upon them.
लेकिन रामदेव जी, जैसा आप बता रहे थे कि विदेशी इन्वेस्टर्स फिलहाल एफआईज वगैरह की तरफ से कोई खास बिकवाली नहीं, लेकिन दुनिया भर में जो कुछ दिक्कतें चल रही है उसके बावजूद वहां के बाजार टिके हुए हैं। तो क्या आपको लगता है कि भारतीय बाजारों की अपनी जो ग्रोथ स्टोरी है वो बरकरार है, और उसकी वजह से हमारे बाजार यहाँ के ज्यादा अट्रैक्टिव हैं?
नहीं, मुझे तो ऐसा नहीं लगता है, क्योंकि जो इजिप्ट और आपके जो सऊदी अरेबिया एंड लीबिया, all these issues, they are very emerging market centric issues, whether it is politics of India, scams in India, and so these are all emerging market issues. We have done very well in last 5, 6, 7 years, and I think commodity prices are also, there is a massive cost push situation in Indian corporates. There is a lot of challenge in year 10, 11 or 11, 12, whether there is a good demand, but whether it can absorb the entire cost push and maintain the margin. So there are a lot of issues even at the earnings level. So I don't think it is that easy an answer, because America is very nicely coming back into the market, and their corporates are doing very well. Confidence is coming back. So my sense is that it's not that clear a choice for the global investors to come back to India.
रामदेव जी, लेकिन एक चिंता अभी भी है, वो है कच्चा तेल। अब कच्चा तेल महंगा होता जा रहा है, इससे महंगाई भी बढ़ेगी और इसका मतलब ये होगा कि ऊंची ब्याज दर आना तय है। तो क्या उसको भी इंडस्ट्री डाइजेस्ट कर पाएगी?
Everywhere, I mean, all the interest-sensitive sectors like banks, auto, real estate, infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the biggest casualty because the cost of they're very sensitive to the interest rate structure. So you know what is happening is that a lot of projects are getting delayed, and then we have this kind of non-functioning or non-functioning bureaucracy right now. So there's a lot of this confusion in the government of India in terms of what should be cleared, what should not be cleared. So I think these might hurt the growth. So right now people are watching. Things may pick up. I mean, if in Delhi things are put together and okay, things are behind, and let's move forward. So if that happens and there is a momentum in the what you call policy making, and even the monsoon, then in just 2 months' time you are talking about again monsoon. So those everything will come together to clear the roadmap for 11, 12. So people are right now, at least I'm pretty confused in terms of which way to put your weight on. In the sense that you don't feel like when you look at the company, you go to meet the company, earnings are very good, business is solid, so you don't feel like selling at current prices. But you also don't get the courage to go and put a big bet that okay, I mean, price is such. It's a throwaway price, and from here, Indian story is long term on, cyclically challenged for short term, but long term story is pretty good. So let's go and pile on. So it's not that kind of valuation also.
ऐसे में रामदेव जी, क्या बाजार का डायरेक्शन साफ है? कुछ एक अगर टारगेट देना चाहें तो सेंसेक्स का आपको क्या लगता है, कहां तक जा सकता है?
See, actually you asked me, मैं कभी सेंसेक्स के बारे में आई डोंट बॉदर ओनली बिकॉज आप लोग जो इतना क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, सो वी हैव टू बी knowing whether it is 5400 or 5500, but I bother about the companies in which I have invested, how they are doing, if their business model is intact or not, whether the long term competitiveness or I mean those things are all right or not. So we are looking at businesses where continuously now I have started looking into new stocks, and we are trying to figure out if there is anything which is very cheap, maybe mid cap, maybe large cap, maybe interest sensitive. Somewhere you get a big crack. Say if Maruti cracks down to 800-900 because interest rates are continuously rising, but we have very long term bullish stand on automobile, so that could be a big opportunity. So we are looking for, and we need only 1 or 2 ideas in a year. So those kind of things.
चलिए, जब आप स्टॉक्स की बात कर ही रहे हैं तो कुछ ऐसे सेक्टर या शेयर आप देख रहे हैं जिन पर साइक्लिकल गिरावट नहीं आएगी?
Yeah, see what has happened is जो cyclical नहीं है उनके prices cracks नहीं है. Say things like Nestle or say consumer product companies, they have not cracked that much. So the opportunity is not extra out there, but the interest sensitive, say automobile, banks, their things have really cooled down. 25-30% they have come off the peak. So we are looking at, but I remain very bullish on automobile long term. Cyclically, yes, we are challenged right now for maybe 6 months, 1 year till the interest rate cycle is where it is. But anytime you get an opportunity in a crackdown situation in M&M, Maruti particularly, because Maruti is what? I mean, they produce about 1 million. We consume total 2.5-3 million cars. So the potential is very large for 12-15 million cars in 10 to 15 years. So you have a very long-term growth story out there. Margins are at lowest level. So at any point of time, the markets crack another 20-30% in those stocks because people think that they are cyclical. I think you have an opportunity to chip in and buy as much as you can.
रामदेव जी, ये बताएं, जिन स्टॉक्स में, जिन शेयरों में पिछले कुछ दिनों में काफी तेज गिरावट हुई है, क्या वहां पर खरीदारी के मौके हैं? कैसे रिटर्न्स आ सकते हैं अगर वहां खरीदारी की जाए?
सी रिटर्न तो क्या है कि रिटर्न तो बात की बात है. पहले तो जब स्टॉक्स नीचे रहता है तो हो सकता है कि 5-10% हमारे खरीदने से भी नीचे चले जाए. सो द इशू इज दैट वेदर माई मनी इज सेफ और नॉट. So I want to buy at a prices of P multiple or price to book in such a way that my money is safe. First thing, my capital is broadly safe, and then depending on how good is the growth and you turn lucky at times, commodity prices also slump, so margin expands, and then suddenly everything is good. So we don't know about what is going to be the return, but if you buy cheap, particularly large popular companies, and if you are able to really buy these kind of companies at low prices, then I think you can hold for 5, 10, 15 years and enjoy all the growth.
रामदेव जी, ऑटो के अलावा बैंक और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में भी क्या आपको कुछ पसंद है, यहां पर दाव लगा सकते हैं?
I've looked at few banks, particularly public sector banks, very large banks available at 1 book, below book, 4-5 P multiples. So that is another place where we are putting some extra liquidity. But infrastructure and all, जहाँ कैश फ्लो नहीं है वहाँ पर बहुत डर लगता है. I mean, काफ़ी प्राइसेस नीचे आ गई हैं, एंड द वेरी रीज़न प्राइस नीचे इसके लिए आए कि उनमें कैश फ्लो है नहीं, बिकॉज दे आर स्टक इन दैट continuous injection of capital, and government policies, delayed projects, coal linkages are not there. So I think there's a lot of confusion out there, and so I'm not looking at that particular segment that actively, but clearly banking and automotive, these are two segments where I'm keenly watching.
ये तो आपने कुछ पसंद वाले सेक्टर्स बताए, लेकिन कोई ऐसे सेक्टर या शेयर भी हैं जिनसे आप दूर रहना चाहेंगे इस वक्त?
जो समझ में आता है उससे दूरी रहिए आप. that is the best thing. I mean, पोर्टफोलियो में कितने स्टॉक चाहिए? 10, 12, 15 स्टॉक चाहिए. उसमें ऑलरेडी अपने पास उतने शेयर्स हैं. सो वी आर लुकिंग फॉर 1 or 2 एडिशनल. सो I think we need not bother about 4,000 stocks. We need to bother about only 15-20 stocks. And actually, what I don't like, I just don't bother about it. So I can't say how bad those stocks are.
ऑलराइट, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद रामदेव आज हमसे बात करने के लिए. तो काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बातें की. एक तो ऑटो सेक्टर उनको बेहद पसंद है, साथ ही अनिल जी बैंक्स भी वो कह रहे हैं कि काफ़ी सारे बैंक्स हैं जहां पर उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी नजर आ रही है, लेकिन वो बार बार ये कह रहे हैं जहां पर कैश फ्लो आ रहा है, जहां पर ग्रोथ स्टोरी है, उस पर दाव लगाए. ऐसे सेक्टर्स पे ना लगाएं जहां पर कैश फ्लो की दिक्कत हो, जैसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर.
लेकिन जॉयनिल, मुझे तो सबसे ज्यादा पसंद आया है उनका लास्ट सेंटेंस, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि जो समझ में नहीं आए वो मत करिए. और यही वॉरेन बफे का भी मंत्र है कि वही बिजनेस, वही शेयर में पैसा लगाएं जिसका बिजनेस आपको समझ में आता है. और यही चीज रामदेव ने भी कही, जो उनके काफी बड़े फैन हैं, काफी बड़े फॉलोअर हैं. तो रामदेव का भी यही कहना है कि जो बिजनेस, जो शेयर आपको समझ में नहीं आए, उसे पैसा मत, वहां पर पैसा मत लगाइए. लेंगे एक छोटा सा ब्रेक, और ब्रेक के बाद हम